Bros here after an absolutely mess of a game from the Chargers, week 5 versus the Commanders, and an absolute terrible loss, 27-10 to the Commanders at SoFi Stadium. There's a lot of problems going on, man.
This is about as ugly a football as you can ever possibly play at this point, man. And it's, look, I get it. We're frustrated. We're angry. None of us are happy. I can already see people just screaming. It's one thing to lose the game. It's another thing to wet the bed. I've always said that. It's different to lose in a shootout. It's a different when, like, okay, both teams played great. When the Chargers have literally wet the bed for 2 weeks in a row, that's a problem. So we'll break it down for you guys as best we can and hopefully try and keep you guys from jumping off a high bridge. I know I'm on suicide watch. Padres already lost. Holy cow.
Yeah, double whammy.
Geez Louise, dude. Anyways.
Let's just go ahead and get into it.
All right, Bros, let's go.
Here, man. You watching the Boat Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Boat Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Boat Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
Oh boy, what a kick in the balls that was.
Awful.
Yeah, and Miguel, we'll get him next year. Thank God I'm a masochist. Holy smokes. Can someone please help me? I mean, like, guys, I've said it before. It's one thing to lose a football game that was close, that was tight. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Dude. And by the way, I just traded for Amari Hampton. I traded away Bijan Robinson for Amari Hampton and Xavier Worthy. And now Amari Hampton's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
It's funny. Everybody in the chat talking about Greg Roman and everything. And two, it's go back to the history of that hiring. Obviously that's really Jim Harbaugh's boy. And I remember when we were having the conversations about which offensive coordinator we're going to bring in. And they talked about the Greg Roman and coming in, and nobody seemed pretty excited about it. Some of my buddies that talked about it were like, man, he's not very inventive. Things are just a little bit old-fashioned with him, and it's kind of a mess right now at this point. And offensively, I know this team can score more than 20, and right now we're just looking absolutely terrible. And there's a lot of reasons behind it. And I'm not here to put a bunch of different reasons and the reasons why we're there, but truly there is a lot of reasons why we're looking terrible. That offensive line, we were down to the third string. Foster Sorrell playing guard, which I never even knew he even played guard at all.
He could play pretty much everything. Yeah, and I don't think he can play center. I don't believe, but yeah.
Nope. But it's an ugly looking situation for this offensive line. But it's really weird because the first 10 points that we scored, we looked like we had total control, and then guess what? It just shifted really, really hard for us, and it is not a pretty looking game at all by any means. I hated watching this game.
Yeah.
It was almost torture. It's like Chinese water torture watching this freaking game.
Pretty bad.
How bad it was.
Well, and remember, 27 unearned points. And by the way, what a kick in the balls at the end. That freaking Hail Mary, 4th down, Debo catches one in the back of the end zone. I'm like, what a just goodness gracious, dude. You got to be kidding me, man. So, look, let's just kind of go through this as well, too. And we are going to have a word from our sponsor at some point. It's probably be the highlight of our video at this point, Sleeper. But, I know, guys, we're all on. You know what? I feel like I'm on. I feel like I'm on concussion protocol. That's what I feel like I'm on right now. But look at this, guys. 10 points. Nothing. That is embarrassing, guys. In the NFL, that doesn't happen, dude. And look, you could say whatever you want to say. And I've said this over and over again with the Giants. See, the difference with the Giants is we made it close because we were playing bad football, but that's a really bad team.
Yep.
This team is a much better team, and we showed we are really kind of on the downhill slope at this point right now. But again, it's really not just one thing. It's the offensive line. I think Herbert's played fine. I think the wide receivers have played okay. But holy smokes, dude. Like, Justin Herbert had no time. Look at that. He was 22 for 29. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
You know, but the penalties, we'll talk about that in a second here. But I mean, this was ridiculous. Look at that. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, the penalties were insane. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, I love that guy. I thought he was a very good running back. They got him in the 7th round. He was actually East West Shrine game MVP. His whole thing was lack of basically being on the field when he was in college. And U of A was where he was at, and also New Mexico. He played extremely well when he was on field, and he showed this guy's an absolute weapon. And I mean, yes, he fumbled the ball one time away. Guess what? It didn't even help us, period. We threw a pick at the goal line.
Yep.
I mean, it's just an absolute mess of what this team looks like after 2 weeks. Like last week, turnovers, 11 points. That was the difference to the game. This game, basically mental mistakes and also turnovers basically killed the game too. I mean, we gave up 27 unanswered points in this game.
Yep.
And it is ugly, ugly, ugly football right now, man. So, once again, Kyle's not on the stream. He was actually on Twitch streaming the game, and he had a good crew there and everything too, and everybody was flipping out watching the game with him too. So not good at all. So it's just gonna be Andrew and I for this post game.
Yeah, just for this one as well, guys. Yeah, and I apologize. And Kyle's probably a little bit too frustrated. I know he's pretty upset. So if you guys hopped on, actually, if you guys were on that thread with him, make a little comment in there. Here we go, Kyle. Yeah, come on over. Penalty back. So undisciplined. And look, I don't know.
Disciplined, exactly.
I don't know if it's necessarily that, but I also feel like the offensive line has to be better. Like, it's just clearly a problem. Again, Greg Roman might be part of the problem as well too. I mean, he keeps running the same type of offense. It's fairly vanilla, right? And I think that's the part that gets a little frustrating for me. I again, look at the flip side of what. Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank on the Commanders' offensive coordinator?
You're talking about Cliff Kingsbury.
Kingsbury. I love Kingsbury. He's incredible. Dude. Like, I've always liked him. So look at total yards. We're almost right there the same. Guys, look at this, 155. I mean, guys, the difference is execution. Yards per play, yes, they had more explosive plays for sure. Actually, let's see. What was time of possession? Yeah, we had the ball more. Yeah. But the interception, tip ball, the fumble loss, that was huge. What was it, 10 points off? No, was it 10 points off of turnovers, I think?
10 points.
Okay. And actually,
technically the one at the goal line, did they score a touchdown on that drive too?
Yeah.
That might have been, technically, that was the last possession, so essentially. So yes. So 17 points off of turnover.
17 points off. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And guys, it's just bad. Let me look at first down, third down efficiency. Actually, we're kind of not too bad third down. Total plays, it ran more plays. Sacks allowed. That was huge. 5 sacks. The 2 punts. By the way, it's so weird, these penalties. They were such bad penalties, though, guys. That's the part that kind of blows me away. I mean, they were such horrible penalties, man. But Justin Herbert had no time. By the way, Trey Lance looked pretty good out there. Of course, I will say that they were just like, whatever. They didn't care. But Amari and Hampton, boy. And I literally just got him now on my fantasy team for Bijan Robinson. And he's hurt now. So we'll see what happens with that. But Kamani looked good when he was out there. Haskins. It's look, I never like to make excuses on injuries and things like that. But, man, that offensive line, they can't smack their butts with both hands right now at this point. Like, they are doing nothing correctly. Like, absolutely nothing. And again, guys, but I don't know if it was really the defense at this point. I really think it was just the offense was that bad. And the amount of time the offense just wasted out there was just terrible. So, vote out Greg Roman. We'll see what happens with that.
So the one thing that if I'm going to encapsulate this entire game with one drive, it was the one drive where I think the Chargers were it was 17-10 at this point. Chargers' 5th drive. This is where I was telling in our chat between Bolt Bros. I said this is where the Commanders are going to pin their ears back. And so what that drive was the first play was a sack by the Commanders. Next play was a big play for Q for a first down, and then got a holding call on Pipkins, pulled them back.
Yep.
Next play, further back, obviously, I think it was like 15, second and 15, I believe it was. Next play, first down to Allen, guess what? Another penalty, pulled them back again. Like, and then basically ball is on the Chargers 5-yard lines at that point. Like, what do you do at that point? You're screwed.
Yeah.
It basically became this comedy of errors, essentially, is the way I'm putting it as. 2nd and 33, runs the ball. You have to punt the ball away. You basically give a shorter field now to the Commanders. And guess what they end up doing the next drive? They basically did get a fumble on that one too.
Yep.
But we still didn't do anything. We still didn't do anything. Oh, no. And they got a field goal on the next.
Yeah, they got a field goal. Yeah. Now, and again, I'll say this. The defense is as good as the offense, right? If as long as the offense is running well, the defense is fine. But you can't do much when the offense is just giving up the ball and they're not sustaining drives and they're just, boy, these were just killers, guys. Like, I mean, absolute killers. And so it's just hard, man. We lost to the Washington Foreskins. I always thought they should be called the Allskins, by the way. I thought that was a much better name for them.
I remember they talked about when they changed their name to the Commanders, there was talking about calling them the Hogs and stuff. And I thought that would be kind of a good name.
Yeah, the Hogs, I kind of like that.
Hogs.
But Troy Dye had a good game. Elijah Molden had a good game. Aboigbe got a sack, which is good too. Tarheeb still got burned on that one. Derwin James, St. Juice. I mean, look, Marlo Wax. Oh, that penalty when he ran into the kicker on that. Actually, I would almost argue that was probably the game changer there. Because think about that.
Yeah.
He hit him, right? We got our boy running it back for a touchdown.
And McConkey.
And he comes back. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like it was a cacophony of errors, right? That's a big word, guys. Cacophony. Hockey season, go Ducks. Yeah. By the way, Thule he was held on so much and they never called it. Guys, it was so weird to me. And I was like, oh, that's a hold call. Never called it. Holding call. Never called it. And I was a little shocked at how bad they showed. It was just a little weird for me. I'm a little,
They definitely favored a lot with the Commanders on the holding calls. That's for dang sure. Or any calls in general. Game. Yeah, I mean, it really felt that way. But at the same side, we could possibly say that about some other games that we've already won too. Maybe they just kind of favor one team over the other. Like the whole Chiefs game, I think we got away with a little bit too in that one. We found a way to win that one. So
I did read an interesting article that apparently the officiating group from the Giants game got in trouble or they're suspended because there were too many close calls that went the Chargers. Because you do know this, after every single game, every officiating crew gets ranked, right? Okay, you did good here. You called this one well. This was bad, blah, blah, blah. And so apparently they were in trouble. Now, again, they weren't the best. It wasn't the best article, in my opinion. I saw 2 or 3 different ones, and I thought, well, we'll see what happens. But anyways, it was pretty bad. I would argue that the refs were okay this time, better than the Giants game for sure. So, Big Daddy, Casey will come back and win division. Hey, dude, Broncos beat the freaking Eagles today. Holy crap.
Yeah, and it was a ballsy move that they ended up going for 2 points to try to get that win. I mean, they wanted to sneak out of there and get that dub, and bold move by Sean Payton. Bold move.
Yeah. But again, they went, they did what they needed to do, man. And I'll tell you, I personally think the Eagles are still the best team in the NFL. I really do. So yeah.
Yeah. And and that's and JSJ, that's an interesting question. Did Harbaugh lose the locker room? I don't know. And I don't know. And that will be something that'll be decided over a period of time. I mean, I think it's tough to say that, but I mean, at the same side on the field, we don't have a whole heck of a lot of talent, especially on the offensive line of things. It's really a bad situation for us right now on that offensive line. I mean, you are giving Joe Ortiz is trying to get as many people as he possibly can in here, and you could only do so much on an offensive line. But the offensive line, Drew Dahlman was a guy in the offseason that I said we need to go get him and put all our money on him. Get him. He's a great center from the Falcons. He should be a guy that we should key in on. If offensive line is key, go get the best center in the league. In my opinion, it was one of the best, top 5 at least. And we ended up I didn't even hear a sniff at all, but he ended up signing quickly to the Bears and everything too. I don't know if there's a connection there with the Bears or Chicago or whatever it might be, but that was a guy that they needed to sign, and they did not go after it. And Bradley Bozeman's not that guy. Like, he's not that guy. I'm sorry, he is not that guy. I know he's kind of a fan favorite in some way or another just because he defended Herbert last year. Hey, man, I get it. He's a second stringer at this point. Like, that's where he needs to be at this point. So we've got to find a way to get this offensive line right. And I think even with Joe Alt coming back, I don't even know if that's even going to be enough at this point.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. I think there's a lot to be said about that. Oh no, Hampton's wearing a boot. Holy crap, dude. Unbelievable, dude. And by the way, I accepted that trade like 2 hours before the game. Like, let's just do it. You know, I did the whole AI thing. Oh, is this a good trade? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Wow. Horrible, man. And by the way, guys, we're talking 5 scrubs on the offensive line, right? Mekhi Becton, why he was out, I have no idea. I'm really confused as to why he's not there. But think of it this way. Our 2 worst offensive linemen from last year are the only people on the offensive line right now, right? Think about that. You know, and I'm like, okay, well, that's terrible. But like, it's not even just that. Clearly, they're not even communicating properly. Like, guys, they're not even rushing 6 guys. They were rushing 5 guys. I'm not even joking. It was 2 guys on the edge. The inside guy was let in, and then they went for the outside guy, which is probably the worst person to go after. You should have gone for at least the inside guy, let the other guy, because he can run around Justin Herbert. And they would let him be a free runner. Like, they were making the worst possible decisions on the offensive line, right? So, wow. You know,
not pretty. Yeah, not pretty, man. Not pretty at all. I was actually just kind of looking at some of the stuff that Harbaugh was talking about, I guess, in the post game. He said, hey, how he knows that the penalties are out of character for this team. He says, I like it not to be a habit. Definitely don't want to have 3 in a row. We need to get the bleeding stopped. And I get it, man. And I don't know what it is. And something's getting in these players' heads where they're just basically doing a lot of mental errors, you know, just being really, and I think the word was undisciplined in a sense. Like, I still feel like they're a very undisciplined team at this point, or they're just getting caught doing the wrong thing, putting their hand in the cookie jar as an example, if you want to say.
See, and again, I would say it's really not the defense, it's the offense that's letting us down. I mean, I don't know how you score 10 points and then do absolutely nothing the whole game. I'm sorry, like you gave up the ball every time, and yeah, you can make arguments that you know they did a good job, but they had more opportunities, you know, to do anything. Yeah. Who's more to blame, coaches or players?
Yeah. I mean, coaching makes a difference. Yeah. Coaching makes a difference. I mean, but at the same side, the players are the one making the plays out there. Right. And that's what it is. And if you actually even just look, and I was just looking at the last 3 games, I mean, we've only scored over 20 points once. This season. And that was against the Chiefs at 27.
And that's the offense. I mean, I don't think it's the defense's fault, man. I mean,
offense.
The defense can only be out there for so long, and you know, I think Khalil Mack going down is a big issue, and yeah, it's definitely a problem. So
sorry, we scored 23 to the Broncos. I remember because of the field goal, all that stuff. But at the same side, 23 points against the Broncos, 18 versus the Giants, and 10 now to the Commanders. Yikes! And then we play the Dolphins next week, who basically got beat up and gave up that game against the Panthers, and they ended up coming back. I think it was, I can't remember the exact amount of points that they gave up, but they had a ton of unanswered points in that one that ended up losing that game for them. So it's tough. I mean, yeah, Panthers beat the Dolphins 27-24. And it was like 17 points unanswered until late in the 4th. So yeah, it's crazy to see, man, but not fun to see it all by any means. And this team is actually not looking so hot at all by any means. And I'm pretty frustrated by that. So, and I think we all are that way right now as fans here. So let's do a quick little video of our sponsor here with Sleeper, and let's get it.
Okay.
Have you heard about the Sleeper app? Well, let me tell you all about it. Sleeper is the best way to experience and connect over sports together. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on games in real life with other users. Get the fastest scores, blazing fast news, and alerts right at your fingertips. Play in fantasy leagues and win real money on pick contests so you can enjoy sports the way they were meant to be, together. Download the #1 sports app today. Plus, you get a $100 deposit match up to $100 when you use code BOLTBROS. And speaking of sleeper, man, my league being 0-3 start, I think I might be 2-3. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I had a huge week this week in sleeper, so I'm pretty stoked about that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the thing. Yeah, and even to say that, Andre James at center, like, where's the problem there? Like, I mean, I get it. You're starting to dig more into the second string of offensive linemen, but it's not like Andre James hasn't been a starter before. He's been out there. He's played quite a bit. He's had a lot of game experience under his belt. Why not at this point? I mean, there is so much here that needs to get fixed, and it needs to get fixed quickly. And it is very disappointing, guys, as a Chargers fan, to watch this type of game.
Yep.
I'm going to jump in the slides here real quick. I know we just got a couple of them here for us, and I know Andrew kind of brought this up too, kind of in the post game. Talked about the worm has turned, and we've talked about it early in the season. The first 3 games, we felt like the worm really has turned. Well, I think the worm turned right back, and now it bit us in the toe, just like this picture here. And it's not a pretty sight by any means to see what's happening here. Last 2 games are an absolute disaster type games. Just a lot of messiness, a lot of undisciplined type play. Offensive line is becoming worse. Justin Herbert's probably going to be extremely frustrated, even more so at this point. We got a lot of weapons, but now even to say with the Amari and Hampton situation now too, obviously Najee Harris is out for the season. Amari and Hampton, we'll see where he's at from now. Now you got basically a very one-dimensional team. I mean, I'll say Kamani Vidal did run pretty good. He didn't look bad at all. He had a couple good rips, but he's not basically an Amari Hampton. He's not a Najee Harris kind of guy. You can't be physical as much with him. I mean, Hassan Haskins even got some runs out there too. He's not those type of guys. Now you're basically in a weird situation all around. I remember seeing that there was some like talks about getting Nick Chubb and trading for him from the Texans. Maybe that's something that we have to look at this point now. If Amari Hampton's going to be out for a while, they got to figure something out here for the running back position. So,
yeah, it's gotten pretty bad. Chargers gotten worse. He's speechless. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And look, bottom line, guys, it's one of those situations where I think we lost to a terrible team in the Giants. They lost to probably the worst team in the NFL, the Saints. And then we lose to a good team. The Commanders are a good team. At least you can argue the Commanders are a good team. And it's bad. But yeah, Haskins is slow. And Amari Hampton is not. He's awesome. But man, it's just getting bad. It's just getting bad. Gus Bus, you could sign Gus Bus. I think he's still out there right now. But guys, I promise you, you're going to see more signings this week. We're going to get some more signings. They're going to probably rotate some more players on practice squad. Did you notice Colin Farrell? Clean Farrell.
Sealand Farrell.
Sealand Farrell. Yeah, he was out there.
Yep.
So he had a tackle for loss. He looked okay, actually. But, look, I mean, it's clearly, they got to make some decisions, man. I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting.
Got to. One thing in the broadcast that I thought was pretty funny, I shouldn't say funny, but Tom Brady made a comment saying, yeah, Justin Herbert's getting hit there like a piñata. And that's what they say out here in Southern California or something like that. Well, I did see that there was a photo here. I don't know if it actually updated yet. Here, let me change that real quick. But there was a photo that I ended up seeing here that I thought was pretty hilarious. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying he's doing it by any means, but I thought it was a pretty funny comment by Tom Brady. And I found this photo of of Harbaugh hitting a piñata. And this was, I believe, in the offseason here too.
Yeah.
And
it was.
He's getting drummed like a piñata here. And I thought it'd be pretty funny, and I didn't have enough time, but maybe put a picture of Justin Herbert there basically getting beat like a dang piñata at this point. And you can't keep that going, period. at this point. Like, if you want to have a chance this season, you need to basically make sure that he is protected. He cannot get beat like a drum. I think there was a point in this game where they talked about how many people or how many hits that he ended up having. Oh, no, excuse me. I have another slide for that one. But the amount of pressures to the hits and everything, too, is just not good. And it is very ugly. You cannot allow any quarterback to be able to make anything happen if you're basically constantly pressured and you have people in your face. And
well, there's something going on with the line in general, right? Like, but it isn't just that we have bad players out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're letting people free. I'm not joking. Against the Giants, they let people just walk on in. I mean, and I'm like, what is going on, guys? Like, it was bad, dude. And that is, see, to me, that's either a play call issue or an issue with the center not calling the right protection at the line, right?
Yep.
You're somehow communicating something wrong there, right? And that's what I'm getting at, right? But yes, Justin Herbert cannot keep getting hit the way he's getting hit. He still makes his throws, guys. No. He did not have a bad game. I mean, he was let's see, what was it? 22 for 29.
Not bad.
But they tried to run the ball, and Amarian was doing great. Just unbelievable, man. So it's pretty interesting.
Well, and it's an interesting thing because like Mike Devlin being the offensive line coach, there was always a lot of talks about him being really good. And Nick Herbert obviously is an assistant offensive line.
Yeah.
Those guys got to get together and figure this thing out. Like,
they got to figure something out. Yep.
They've got to figure something out here. And I mean, just to go forward here, this is from the game here too, the all powder blues, which look really good. Hey, at least we look good out there, uniform wise, that is.
Yep. Oh, I loved it. It looks so good.
This group just is getting decimated. People are getting injured. People are just not playing well. They're just letting Herbert.
Pipkins is out too, by the way, too. Yeah. Pipkins went out. Mekhi Becton went out again. Yep. By the way, do we even know what happened with Mekhi Becton?
I haven't seen anything yet on that.
Wow.
Yeah. So very frustrating to see all those injuries too. And I don't know if Mekhi Becton, I know he obviously was on the concussion protocol before, but I don't know if this is still a concussion situation here too. So pulling this up, actually, this is actually from our boy director here. This is ugly here. I'm going to pull up this image here real quick of this offensive line. It is not good. This is from his Twitter. This is the offensive line, and this is the PFF rankings right now.
Think Johnson's the highest?
That's crazy, right? The guy that we all were really critical about, right? 62.2. Everybody else, you got 3 guys that are sub 50 at this point. That is not good. Declan, 67th out of 72. Johnson's 31st out of 74 guards. Bozeman, 49.5. 33rd out of 35 centers. Becton, 58 out of 74, 50.7. Pipkins, 46.6. 61st out of 72. I mean, if you look at it, Herbert actually had a pretty high rating, 83.9. So, but bottom line, this is getting ugly, and it's got to shift. It's got to shift. And
well,
I'm trying to make this sound like we talk about the O line, but that's the.
I'll say this though, the issue though, I would say is that they actually did the right thing in my opinion, coming out with more jumbo sets. They had tight ends on both sides of Declan and also Pipkins, and they were okay when they did that. They were okay. That's what we did the first half.
Yep.
But then it just never got better. And then anytime they didn't have a tight end on that side or maybe Matlock on that side to help block, it was just a disaster.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's just bad. And it's weird to me that Becton's played so bad. And I'm really curious to see what happened to him. Man, see, I don't know if it's a discipline thing. I really think offensively, the line is just doing things wrong. They're just making major problems across the board, man. Not good.
Just throw out one thing here too. Washington defense, 4 sacks, 7 quarterback hits, 2 pass blocks or PBUs.
Yep.
1 forced fumble, 1 forced recovery, all in second and third quarter.
Yeah.
It just got ugly.
That's when Pipkins went out, and then I think Mekhi Becton went out around that time as well too, if I remember correctly. So that right side was just decimated.
Just got bad.
Wow.
Just got bad. And it's not a pretty thing by any means. And I think if we're going to go back to that theme, if the offense is failing the defense at this point, I mean, we kind of could point all to the offensive line is where that's at. So,
yeah. Well, again, let's just take a step back and just think about it. If and this is what who says, remember when Harbaugh says linemen are weapons too. If you can't win in the trenches, guys, and remember, they weren't even blitzing 6. It was 5. It's 5-on-5. Remember that. There's 5 offensive linemen, and they were getting pressure with 4 guys. When you're a plus advantage, it's really hard to hit a ball in the window. And again, I said it over and over again. This was why we lost the Giants. They were getting pressure with 4 guys, and they're a plus advantage in the defensive backfield. So the reality is if you could just rush 4 or 5, you're going to be a plus advantage in the backfield. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a lot of pressure on Justin Herbert to make a perfect throw. And unfortunately, Justin Herbert has been a pinata. And it's just, I mean, towards the end of the game, I was thinking, man, should he even go back out there? And then they brought out, Trey. So, that was finally at the end. But my point is, like, guys, the offensive line has to play better. You can't run the ball. And you can't throw the ball. We ran the ball decently in the first quarter when I know everyone hates Pipkins, but he actually isn't terrible. Yeah. Not as bad as the guys that were out there at the end of the game. I mean, that's for sure. Yeah. So, I'm just saying, like, it's just, oh boy. So
bad.
And the injuries are getting worse. It's not good.
It's not good at all. And and just to kind of throw out halftime stats. I thought it was an interesting one to kind of look at just because, total yards and everything too, it actually was quite even. And when you looked at the first quarter, I mean, we're in an absolute dominating situation here. The biggest thing, and we've said it before, I mean, we're at 534 for penalties. They were at 323. But the big thing is those sacks, gave up 2, basically no interceptions at that point. But it was kind of like their Chargers had a control here. But then it ended up being that the turnovers, the fumbles, turnovers basically just ended up just bringing them right back into this game.
Yep.
And they had full momentum to it. And the big thing too was the whole penalty that we had when they punted the ball and Marlo Wax basically touched the kicker and shot out to Ladd McConkey. That was one of the best punt returns I've ever seen in my life. Like,
so amazing.
And that is so disappointing that we cannot see that highlight and being like, that was an incredible play. And that would have shifted the entire game from 17-7 to basically now 10-10 at that point.
Yep.
Not a good situation there, man. Just sloppy play all around, man. It's awful.
Well, and again, like I've said this so many times. It's one thing to lose a close game. It's another thing to just wet the bed. And this was a bedwetting situation. We literally just peed our pants. Mm-hmm. And that's frustrating, right? Because at the end of the day, there's so much more that could happen for us to win this game. And it's terrible. And again, you can argue all day, oh, well, we didn't have, a lot of players and things of that nature. And I agree. But boy, this was just a tough one. This was a tough one.
Very tough. It was a tough one to watch, man. And we did see a positive out of here. Keenan Allen did actually get to 1,000 catches in his career. He is actually the fastest in NFL history to reach 1,000 career catches. So
that's amazing.
Congratulations, Keenan. Great to see that you did that in a Chargers uniform, by the way.
Now he's probably thinking, should I come back? Maybe I should. Maybe it should still be a freaking, of course, the Bears aren't very good either. So
yeah, exactly. But either which way, there's still a long season to be made here. So long season still ahead, but it sucks after these type of losses because you just feel like, my gosh, the entire season has like an absolute dark cloud over it at this point. I mean, it's only 5 games in, but these are games that you could have found a way to win and you did not.
It's gut check time. It is
gut check, 100%. And I know we've talked about it for a while. Herbert and the Amari and Hampton. I mean, I love watching Amari and Hampton run. I think he's extremely good as a back. He's a great compliment back for Justin Herbert. It's hard, and to be honest, like even the short that I did just Saturday or Friday or whatnot, when I was watching all 22 footage, it's like even with the bad O-line, I think he's finding ways to make things happen. And he's still a very aggressive, physical type running back. And it sucks that now he's got an ankle injury. And everything that looked good going into the season is now pulled back for us at this point. And it is frustrating. And you got to think Justin Herbert is probably steaming too at this point.
Well, I truly believe though that, again, Justin Herbert has no support. This is really what I think it is more than anything. Don't get me wrong. Justin Herbert makes the throws, but when that O-line, he is dry humped up and down the field from beginning to end. That's just a problem, man. You can't do it. Wait, so who are we playing next? Are we playing the Dolphins next?
Dolphins in Miami.
All right. Now, I swear to you, if we don't hose slap the Dolphins, I'm talking beat the living trash out of them, then we're in real trouble, guys. Like it is real trouble. It's.
But isn't that?
I'm going to fit myself for a noose here. This looks like a good noose to end my life on here. Here we go,
dude. But at the same side, West Coast teams going to East Coast is always a weird situation, and it's going to be pretty humid out there too. It's still pretty warm out in Miami. I mean, Panthers just beat the Dolphins, so you got to realistically say, hey, maybe those are two really bad teams that just collided at the wrong time. But I mean, we're playing really bad football right now, and it's weird when you have 3 games in a row to start the season against the division, and you're like, wow, we're killing it. Like, we're looking great. And then now we're just like 2 games after that, we're like, okay, this is not a good looking situation at all for us, man. But yeah, LOD, if we just beat the Dolphins by 1 point, we're fine. And a win's a win at that point. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, we need to get some, you know what we need? In the dating world, you know what it's called? It's called a slump buster. You just go find some swamp donkey and just take care of business and just, okay, I'm back on the horse. Let's go get it, right? That's what we need. We need to go beat a swamp donkey, and that's going to be the Dolphins this next week.
Man.
That's what it is, dude. That's what it is.
Swamp donkey. I mean, yikes. Yikes.
That's right. Just got to get back on that horse, dude. You just got to get back on that horse.
They got to figure something out here, man. I mean, sage the place. I don't know what you got to do, man. Extra cold tub time. I don't know what it is, but got to figure it out.
Extra blue chews, dude.
Blue chews. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
and I literally accepted that trade right before the game. Amari Hampton's going off. I'm all excited. Holy smokes. Bijan Robinson.
You're like, no.
How do I retract it? Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell Kyle. Kyle, retract it right now. Say it's you cannot take it. No. It's already been voted like 5 times. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed.
Dude, not good, dude. But last slide that I had here was from Daniel Popper. More sloppy operation for the Chargers. So this is the play that they basically had was like a 4th and 1, 4th and 2, or something like that. Keenan Allen had his hands raised to the sideline because the offense only had 10 players on the field. Tyler Conklin runs as a late sub. It was like they were trying to figure out, it was a 4th and 2, I think, on this one. They were trying to figure out the play, kind of wasn't sure. Basically, Tyler Conklin runs on his late sub. Play clock was running down. Justin Herbert had to rush the snap. Conklin then drops a pass that was right in his face. Turnover on downs. And bottom line, it's just like we're playing like this sloppy brand of football, undisciplined, just not good. And I don't really blame Justin Herbert, really. I feel like Justin Herbert's doing his job.
No.
It's just the people around him that are just terrible. And it sucks to say, hey, it's because I lost because of you kind of thing. But like, we're feeling like it's not on him. It's been everybody else that are just not making the team work. And
by the way, that drop by Conklin was ridiculous. It literally went through his hands and hit him in the face. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And that would have been a first down.
Ridiculous.
And that would have been first down. Yeah. Yeah.
So ridiculous. But crazier part of it is there was only 10 players on the field. And somebody needs to understand that was there. Keenan Allen knew that. And they still didn't do anything about it. They just decided, throw a Conklin out there kind of thing. Like, it's just bad management at that time, and it's really frustrating to watch. Very frustrating to watch.
Yeah. So clearly we're not seeing good football of the Chargers, right? And again, I'm blaming the offensive line as a huge part of it too, but this is a great example of the operation is going bad. Something is going wrong. And guys, Harbaugh is one of the highest paid coaches. We have the highest paid coaching, I think, fourth highest paid coaching staff in the NFL, something like that. Yeah. I know Minter's getting paid a ton of money. You might be asking ask yourself this question: why wasn't he looked at as a head coach? He's getting paid a lot of money as an OC for the Chargers. Yep. Greg Roman's getting, as OC, DC. As OC, Greg Roman's getting paid a lot of money coaching the Chargers. Of course, he's not going to be a head coach anywhere. But my point is, they're getting paid really well, right? But this right here is worrisome because that's sloppy operation, and it's on the offensive side of the ball. I feel like the defense is pretty vanilla, guys. I mean, let's be very clear about something. The defense is pretty vanilla. You're rushing 4, maybe 5. The rest is back. Keep the ball in front of you. That's about it. But that's it, man. So
think about past 2 weeks. Conklin's resume has not been pretty. Think about that whole thing that he had where you're the crosser situation that ended up taking Ladd McConkey out of that play. Herbert basically got a pick out of that too because of Conklin ran into McConkey. This week, Tyler Conklin basically had a ball right in his face and he still couldn't even catch the dang ball. So once again, like it is that thing, you know what? Oronde Gadsden might be a better situation. Now I get it. Oronde Gadsden's not the best at blocking or anything like that, but when a passing type situation is in front of you, you might want to get the guy who can catch the ball. And right now, Tyler Conklin's kind of being a liability at this point.
Well, it's weird. He's not blocking very well either. I did notice that. That was interesting. And again, that's where Will Dissly is really good. And Dissly wasn't out there at all this game, which I'm still, man, I didn't think he was that big of a deal, but holy crap, he's showing out to be a really big deal.
Yeah.
This is great. Play cock. Interesting, Miguel. I'm confused. Who exactly?
I think I might have slipped that up when I said play clock.
Oh, Miguel, this is a family show. Come on, Miguel. Yeah. So, anyways, but guys, hey, I'm telling you right now, we don't beat the Dolphins. I'm going to be fitting myself with a noose. That's going to be it. I'm going to say goodbye, cruel world. We're done. Game is over. Pretty horrible. This it's frustrating, guys. Look, do we want to give our final thoughts?
Yeah, and I don't think Oronde Gadsden had a catch this game. So
he was out there at the end.
I don't.
Let me see.
He had no catches. No, he had one catch for 14 yards.
Yeah, I thought he had one.
That was it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, at least we know the Commanders are a good team, okay? Losing the Giants was embarrassing, yes. Losing the Commanders was equally as embarrassing, but at least we know the Commanders are a good team. The Giants are absolute hot garbage. Currently, if there is any positive here, we got new Bolt Bro merch right here. Check it out, guys. What do you think? You should buy that. See, look at James's hat. James, the Dodgers are still in the playoffs right now. This is the Padres. That's the Dodgers. So check out Bolt Bros merch. I'm gonna leave a little thing in the description here. By the way, anyways, but I'll just say this, guys. My final thoughts really is, well, hopefully we can't get any worse. We'll leave it at that. I don't think we can get any worse on the offensive side of the ball. So we at least can hopefully move up from here. I mean, that's, if there's any benefit at this point that we can talk about, that's exactly going to be it, because clearly we are hot garbage on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So look, we got one of the most expensive coaching staffs in the NFL. They need to get paid. They need to show they can do it. If they don't, then I mean, Jim Harbaugh's got to make some tough decisions. And I know you were saying this too. Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman are boys, but he's also got to save his job, and he's also got to make Justin Herbert happy, or he's going to demand a trade, whatever, So, I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the next 4 games, you start kind of looking at it and think, okay, hey, like, you don't feel confident after 2 games, back-to-back ugly games. You go and say, okay, now we got to go to the East Coast, play the Dolphins early morning, 10 a.m. kickoff Pacific Standard Time, come back home, play against the Colts, who looked really good again today. And then the Vikings, who just ended up getting a win in the last second, too. Yep. And they're doing with Carson Wentz, by the way. Shout out to Kevin O'Connell, I mean, that guy is an absolute stud as the head coach and could put basically anybody out there. And then the Titans are the next game after that too, for the next 4. So Titans just got their first win this week. Shout out to Cam Ward, dude. And, he calling out his team last week. I think we need to have somebody call out this team a little bit. Somebody needs to speak up, have a players only type meeting type situation, and start just railing into people. Get people's mind right again. Get back in that mentality that we were at for the first 3 games. Because even to say that, we didn't have Rashawn Slater at that point. Yes, we didn't have Joe Alt later on, at least last game. But we need a get right situation. Reset our minds somewhere or another with this team. Because this thing could unravel pretty quickly if we do not have that kind of mentality, that dog mentality that we had in those first 3 games of the season. We lost that. If we lose that, we're going to continue to have a big slide with this team. So,
yep. Yeah, we need that swamp donkey victory right there. We need that slump buster. Just all right. We're back on the horse. Let's go for it. Let's make it happen. I feel pretty good about myself. Let's make this happen. But man, what a just horrible situation. Absolutely horrible. So, anyways, guys. Well, yeah, and we beat ourselves. See, and I think Bolt Lightly, you said it perfectly in my mind. We beat ourselves against the Giants and against the Commanders, and it seems like there's something going on there, and it's bad. So it's bad.
It's not fun to look at, guys. But hopefully you're going to get right game potentially by the Dolphins next week. If things unravel from there, something's going on internally here, guys, and it's not good. So, but we'll keep you guys posted on any updates, news, trades, anything that could potentially happen this week. And obviously, we will be on the Roundtable podcast on Tuesday, too, at 3:30 PST.
Oh, and please show up, guys. Like, come on now.
Show up.
There was literally nobody there on there last time. There was nobody. I think we had like 1 or 2 people.
Hey, but that's all basically every other team in the AFC West, too. So for whatever reason, everybody was kind of quiet, too, last week. But
yeah, it's true.
But regardless, guys, we're excited about it, man. And we're excited about the week. And we'll see what other news kind of comes up here. But, man, tough loss all around. And it's got to get cleaned up. For sure.
It's got to get cleaned up. Yep. And we need these guys to play like dogs again. So,
no doubt.
All right, guys.
We can't be Trey Pupkins.
Pupkins. We can't be Trey Pupkins, dude.
Trey Dogkins. We're going to be Trey Dogkins. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. All right, guys. We're the Bolt Bros. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching the Bolt Bros podcast.